The most famous tiki cocktail, aside from Mai Tai, Zombie. Let's make 4 versions of this rum classic, including the 1934 supposed original, and 3 fun variations on it. Right now on Cock to Dork. Zombie was created in the 1930s by the legendary Donn the Beachcomber. He kept his recipe secret using unmarked bottles to confuse even his bartenders and hinder competitors. This secrecy has led to many tiki bars to come up with their own versions of zombies, very different from each other. The only thing that was known for sure that it was a kind of rum-based tiki cocktail that's garnished with mint. That's it. Things changed in 2005 when the author of several books on vintage tropical drinks, Jeff Beachbum Berry, found what he claims was the original recipe in the 1930s notebook from a former beachcomber's bartender. The problem is that it's been almost 100 years and it's no longer possible to find anyone who has tried the original Donn Beach's Zombie. So we'll just have to take Beachbum's word for it. According to the 1934 recipe, Zombie Punch was made in a blender. That raises some questions. Yes, technically it's possible, because electrical blenders were invented in the 1930s, but I'm not sure how widespread they were at that time. For the Zombie we'll need a lot of rum. The difficulty with recipes of deep antiquity is that even if you know which brands to use, they either haven't existed in nature for a long time, or they do, but the recipe has changed several times. So one way or another, you have to choose substitute. We're gonna need 1.5 ounce of Jamaican rum, which is 45 ml. The same amount, 1.5 ounce of Puerto Rican rum, or in my case, Nicaraguan rum, also 45 ml. And 1 ounce, 30 ml of Demerara Overproof rum. This one is 57% alcohol. Then we need falernum, either a 90% ABV liqueur or a syrup. It has flavors of ginger, lime, almond, and frequently cloves and allspice. It is basically a spiced up version of orgeat syrup, which I have made. Half an ounce, 15 milliliters. By the way, if you want me to show how to make falernum syrup or liqueur, tell me in the comments. Then we need Donn's Mix No. 2. This was a major problem in deciphering the original recipe, as no one knew what it was. However, Beachbum discovered what Donn's Mix No. 2 really was. Take your pens and write it down. 1 part cinnamon syrup, 2 parts freshly squeezed grapefruit juice. And that's it. By the way, recently I made a video about almost any syrup, including cinnamon. Check it out, link is in the description. Half an ounce, 15 ml. Then we need 6 drops of Pernod or Absinthe. It's roughly the same thing, it's just that Pernod doesn't contain wormwood. About a little teaspoon. Freshly squeezed lime juice, 3/4 ounce, 22 ml. Grenadine syrup, 1 teaspoon or 5 ml. A dash of Angostura bitters. 6 ounces or 180 ml of crushed ice. Close the lid. And it's time to blend, dedicating this blend to this comment. 5 seconds, no more. Pour the whole thing into a tall glass and add ice cubes to fill the glass. That's exactly what the recipe says. And garnish with a mint sprig. It's strong. Donn called his signature drink a mender of broken dreams and would serve no more than 2 to a customer. And that sounds about right. It's a pretty strong drink. You've seen how much rum I've added. It's sweet, it's strong, it has a lot of flavors. I think crushed ice is not a bad thing here. Maybe even more crushed ice would do. Before we continue, I'd like to thank you all for watching my videos and commenting. This means a lot, and if you want to see videos on a specific topic, let me know in the comments. Also, if you want to help my channel grow, join the YouTube membership or become a patron. All the links are in the description down below, as well as the text recipes of the cocktails I make here. Spasiba. The next variation comes from Gary Regan's 2003 book, The Joy of Mixology. Regan was a British-born bartender and a writer in the United States. His book has 2 versions of the Zombie, appropriately called Zombie No. 1 and Zombie No. 2. The last one being made with applejack and papaya nectar, so we are making the first one. The cocktail is shaken, and to the shaker we're gonna add añejo rum, which is aged rum, 2 ounces, 60 ml. Light rum, in my case Cuban rum, 1 ounce, 30 ml. And dark rum. I'm gonna use spiced dark rum, 1 ounce, 30 ml. By the way, I never quite understood why make a distinction between light, gold and dark rums. If the darker rums are supposed to be aged, then just say aged or añejo. The color of dark and gold rums usually comes from caramel coloring, so it doesn't affect the taste in any way. And even many of the light rums are aged. For example, this one has aged for 4 years and it's pretty light if you ask me. Freshly squeezed lime juice, half an ounce, 15 ml. Pineapple juice, 3/4 ounce, 22 ml. Apricot brandy liqueur, 1/4 ounce, 7 ml. And Angostura bitters, to taste, so a couple dashes. Fill the shaker with ice and shake it vigorously, dedicating the shake to this comment. And fine strain into an ice-filled glass. It doesn't specify which ice to use, so I'm gonna use ice cubes, not that god-awful crushed ice. Now this is optional, but you can float about 7 ml or 1/4 ounce of high-proof rum on top using a bar spoon. Garnish with a couple of maraschino cherries and a mint sprig. Completely different cocktail. Less sweet, much less sweet. I even double-checked, there is no syrup of any kind in this cocktail in Gary Regan's book. But all in all, it's more refreshing that way because it doesn't have too much sugar. If you want, you can add about 10 ml of simple syrup or jet syrup or something like that. But even this way, it's not bad. But the first one was better. The next zombie is by Dale DeGroff, also known as the King of Cocktails, an American bartender and author. His book The Craft of the Cocktail is considered an essential bartending reference and helped influence the creation of the craft cocktail movement. The cocktail is also shaken. Into the shaker we're gonna add freshly squeezed lime juice, half an ounce, 15 ml. Lemon juice, also half an ounce, 15 ml. Freshly squeezed orange juice, 1.5 ounce, 45 ml. Frozen or fresh passion fruit puree, 1.5 ounce, 45 ml. By the way, I have a whole video about how purees are great and a convenient alternative to syrups. Check it out. Grenadine, 1/4 ounce, 7 ml. Orange curacao or apricot brandy liqueur, 1 ounce, 30 ml. A couple dashes of Angostura bitters, 1 ounce of light rum, 30 ml, and 1 ounce of dark rum. Fill the shaker with ice and shake it vigorously, dedicating the shake to this comment. Fill the glass with ice, in my case hurricane glass, and fine strain the cocktail. The recipe calls for seasonal fruit for garnish. Now it's the season of mint. You can also float high-proof rum on top, but we did that already, so no. The third variation, completely different from the previous ones. Of course, passion fruit puree dominates this cocktail, but all the other flavors are also there. Maybe we should have floated overproof rum just to make it stronger. It's maybe the lowest ABV cocktail from today's video, but it's better than Gary Regan's variation. And one more version of the zombie cocktail created by my good friend and famous Russian bartender Roman Tabakov. It is also shaken, and to the shaker we're gonna add Donn's Mix number 2, remember? 1 ounce, 30 ml. Brazilian cachaça, while not exactly rum, but it's not that big of a difference as you might think. Rum is usually made from sugarcane molasses and often aged, while cachaça is made from fermented sugarcane juice and usually unaged. If Brazilian people are watching, tell me in the comments why is cachaça not rum. 1 ounce, 30 ml. Some dark rum, in my case this one, 1 ounce, 30 ml. And some other dark rum, which is aged also. The idea is to use different rums to make a blend. Rums do blend together well, unlike whiskies. 1 ounce, 30 ml. A little bit of grenadine, about 1/4 ounce, 7 ml. And absinthe infused with hibiscus. You're gonna need about 2 tablespoons of hibiscus to 500 ml of absinthe. Wait for 12 hours to 3 days. I wanted to speed up the process, so added more hibiscus, but the idea is that it gives absinthe its tannins and overall enhances its flavor and color, as you can see. Just a little bit, about 7 ml. Freshly squeezed lime juice, 1 ounce, 30 ml. Cherry brandy liqueur, 1/4 ounce, 7 ml. And 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. 1, 2. Stir a little and check for balance. Fill the shaker with ice and shake it vigorously, dedicating the shake to this comment. It's a fast shake, so just pour everything to the shaker glass and top up with pebble ice. Beat up the mint sprig and garnish with it. And also garnish with the remaining lime half. Zero waste and all that shit. One of the best versions of zombie from today's video. This one, I don't know which one I like better, the first one or this one. It is in balance, it has interesting flavors, but I can't say that it's zombie. It's too different from the original Donn's recipe. But overall, a great cocktail. Recommended. Besides what I made today, there are endless variations on the zombie cocktail. There's not enough time in all of this video to make all of them. Although, if you are interested in this topic, I can make some more versions of zombie or some other cocktails like Mai Tai or something else. Anyway, write in the comments, and thanks for watching. Check out my other videos here, and all the written recipes are on my website, thedrcork.com. The link is in the description to this video. Drink responsibly, and as always, do свидос.